A big sale pretty soon.
I'm gonna be cutting deals like the ShamWow guy.
That enough? Hold on. Okay. Pull it back on. You might have to. Right there in the front. That's my stuff. Okay. Can you go over, Marvin? I don't know, because I think that manifold's in the frame.
No, that manifold ain't touching nothing.
Okay.
That manifold's like a mile away from everything. So, let's start this off with this engine does not fit. So, what you're gonna see in this episode is we're gonna try to make this engine fit the best we can, which is gonna involve a lot. As you can see, I've already moved this brake master cylinder. I'm gonna have to cut a little bit on the control arm. Not a big deal, it's in a small spot. It's okay. It still needs to sit down like another, I don't know, 2-3 inches. So, let's get started. I mean, talking about it ain't gonna get it done, so let's go. All right, now that I got the engine back out, I'm gonna show you some of the problems we're having here. For one, this manifold. This is not gonna work. This right here was getting caught right there on the control arm. Two, I had to take out the air condition. So now, I didn't want to do any kind of paint work. I gotta do some paint work. Three, those little ears right there. See it? I'm gonna circle it right there. Those little ears, they need to be cut. They hit the oil pan. As for the sway bar, when the car's up in the air, kind of an issue. When it's down like this, not an issue. So, first things first, what we're gonna do, we're gonna get these manifolds off. I swapped in these Mustang engine mounts, and I got the Canton pan on there. This is just mocked up, because we're gonna have to pull it back out and put the pickup tube and all that stuff on it. I just want to do this for now to get it all fitting, get everything in there as good as we can. The other thing is, I'm gonna have to go with a shorter oil filter for the oil cooler. If worse comes to worse, I might have to get a oil filter relocation kit. But as of right now, I think I can get away with a shorter oil filter, so that's what we're gonna try. But first thing, get these manifolds off, get that trimmed, and see if we get the engine back in there. If we can get this sitting on its mounts, I will be ecstatic. And then I can address everything surrounding the engine. I'm probably gonna have to build headers or manifolds, whatever. But for now, let's get it sitting in the car. Let's do it. All right, that light is incredibly bright. All right, we got the manifolds off, got that done. So I got the car up in the air so I can cut these corners off this control arm. So this is what I was talking about right here. I'm gonna come in here, I'm gonna cut this corner off, this corner right here, chop it off right there. So when the car is up, that is the closest point of those control arms. So if I ever decide to jump this thing across a creek bed or something like Dukes of Hazzard, I know the control arms won't close in on the pan. So I'm gonna get those cut off, and then we can try stabbing the motor back in and see where we're at with this thing. See if we gotta cut these off and make some new mounts there, But here's the thing. It should fall into those mounts. I might have to come in here and slot these holes further down or cut a new hole in there or something. I don't know yet. We're gonna get these cut, we're gonna get the car back down, try to set the engine in, see what happens. So, let's get it done. All right, so basically, what I thought was gonna happen, happened. It does not go in the engine mount spots, but I got an idea where they need to go. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come in here, and I want them sitting in this one. They're pretty close. So I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna slot it down on both sides. I'm gonna slot both of those. That way I can try to get it sitting in there. And once it's sitting there, then I will make the executive decision to space the engine up or down. Well, not really down, that would be at like the lowest point. But everything else looked like it was gonna be okay, because some of this stuff was hitting in the front, but the engine needed to tilt back. Needed to give the old tilt-a-roo. So I'm gonna get the plasma and I'm gonna plasma that. Cause yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. But there's a fuel line right there. So I'm gonna dispose of it the best I can. I'm gonna get that stuff away from the plasma. Cause I really don't want to fire. I really, really, really do not want to deal with a fire. So I'm gonna get on that. All right, now that I got that rough cut, I'll show you what I mean. See, did a rough cut. I just did it real fast. It's okay. I'm gonna go back with a burr bit. I'll clean it up. It'll look OEM for 1957, which I don't think is that amazing, but yeah. So let's pick up this engine and let's try it again. Maybe third time's a charm. I think it's the third time. Might be the fourth. Won't be the last. So let's give this a whirl. Okay, we got the engine sitting in it, but it's not perfect. So, as you see it? No, maybe this side. Kinda. I gotta slot it more further down where it's at. It's good. So I just gotta slot it further down, and then I should be all right. Oh, maybe you can see it from the back. So slot it a little further down, it'll sit down further, and hopefully that'll get away from that brake master cylinder, get the pan a little closer, everything's sitting good. AC compressor's clearing, everything's looking good. I need to pull this oil filter, and I need to pull this sway bar. And then I believe I can have the motor sitting in here on its own mounts, which would be freaking awesome, man. Like, I'd be ecstatic as hell. So I'm gonna get the sway bar off. Actually, look at that clearance. Oh, that old filter might clear. It just might clear, but you'll never get it off. But yeah, so I'm gonna let the car back down. I'm gonna pull the engine again. I'm not gonna show y'all me pulling the engine again. I'll show y'all me putting the engine back in. How's that sound? I don't want to bore y'all too much with that. And I need to pull off this oil filter and sway bar. So I'm gonna get that done. All right, well, this might have been a long, drug out video for one thing, but I got good news. We got a Coyote sitting in here. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So, next step from here is I'm gonna go underneath there, make sure everything's good. I'm pretty sure it needs to sit down a little bit on this side, so I need to burr it out just a tiny, tiny bit. I'll probably do both sides to get it just a tad bit lower, but the next obstacle is gonna be the exhaust manifolds. And then after that, make sure, I already kind of messed with that a little bit. I'm pretty sure I can get the brake system back where it was. The only downfall to this is if you ever have to pull this engine, you gotta pull the brake, master cylinder, and booster. So luckily I was able to unbolt it and off the pivot, and I just moved it off to the side. But it's sitting in here. We got a 2017 Coyote and our 1957 Ford Fairlane 500. So that's gonna do it for this video. Till next time.